Hi creator, and welcome to a new podcast, the Mindful Creators podcast, and it is already episode 18. I want to welcome you if you're new, welcome back if you're a regular viewer. I'm Fem, I'm a knitter and crocheter here based in the Netherlands. I mostly talk about knitting because that is what I mostly do. I have one crochet thing though, and yeah, I actually do a lot of other things too, and that is one of the reasons why I haven't been posting so regularly. Because if you only watch my podcast, you don't know this yet, but if you watch my other videos too, you might know that I launched my own hand-dyed yarn. I am hand-dyeing yarn now at the moment. It has been so fun, and I will show you a little bit of it in this podcast. But there's just so much to show you today. I literally have a table full of stuff because, as I said, it's been a while. I think it's about 5 weeks since our last podcast, so it's a lot to catch up on. I might forget some things, but I think that's fine because otherwise it's a long one. It will be a long one. I have a lot of projects, a lot of fun things. I have quite some finished objects because they were at the end of almost being finished last time. I have a ton of acquisitions, which I normally don't have, so this is a lot of fun. Won't show them all very in depth because I actually made a video on acquisitions. I will link that later. We were in Spain, so I did a Barcelona yarn haul. And it's just a lot to talk with you about. So sit back, relax, get some knitting, crochet, anything you like to do. Have a nice cup of water, tea, coffee, again, anything you like, and let's get into it. Okay, we always start our podcast off with finished objects, and I actually have quite a few, which is pretty rare, so enjoy it while it lasts. The thing that we're going to start off with is something that I'm pretty excited about, and I actually have worn a ton, like a lot, so probably a few times every week since I finished it, and it is my second Tolsta tee. It looks a little rough right now. It needs a little wash. There are some deodorant in the armpits. I use like these cream deodorants. Wild deodorant. Really love them. Not sponsored, just love them. And it needs a good wash before it goes on vacation, because we're going on vacation soon. But this is my fingering weight Tolsta tee. And as you can see, it is really nice and flowy because the yarn that I used is hand-dyed yarn from Upmetzka, and there is some silk in this. So let me just show you a little bit what the fabric looks like. It pulled quite a bit. But you already know this if you watch my podcast. I don't mind it that much. There's one pulling in the middle here that is quite obvious, but the rest is pretty good. But yeah, I finally finished it. As I said, I've been wearing it a lot. I was a little bit hesitant about this one, if I would like it that much. I'll pop up some pictures of me wearing it. Mostly color-wise, but I think it's a pretty good, it's almost a neutral because of the toned down colors. It's not very much in your face. And it is so soft. It is just, like, it isn't like super soft, like that's kind of soft, but it's just very comfortable. So yeah, Tolsta tee number 2. I think I will stop for Tolstas right now because I want to go a little bit more into fall winter knitting, and I still have some other tees on my needles actually. But this pattern probably will be something that I will work on again. One thing to note about this pattern, so this is the Tolsta tee by Gaya, Rebecca Clow, is that her last name? I'm not sure. Rebecca, and it's a fun pattern, but the neckline for me stretches out so much. And for this one, it's not too bad, luckily. But I made a striped Tolsta tee. I think I wore that last video, and that one is so wide. I put like an elastic in, but it didn't look good. But this one is fine for now. If it stretched out too much, I might put an elastic in. But that's the only thing I have to note about the pattern. And for me, I actually sized down a bit in this one, in the fingering weight version. And the armpits, okay, it's a bit like deodorant stuff. I said, I hope you can't really see it, but it has stretched. Maybe I didn't pick up enough stitches underneath the arm, but it fits perfectly. It isn't tight, it fits good, it fits nice, so I don't know what happened. You don't really see it. It's underneath my arm, so it's good. I'm fine. But yeah, this is just a good staple. Worn it a lot. I hope to wear it longer and more. But I need to wash it, as I said, because I want to take it with me on vacation, because we're going on vacation really soon. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later, because it's good to know for some things. Then project number 2 that I finished is something that has been on my needles for a little bit, and last video I said if I don't have this finished next time, I don't know what's going to happen, so but I finished it, so it's good. This is another summer top, which I've worn a little bit, not a ton, but I've worn it. This is the Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Made Design, and I made this in, oh, I have all kinds of hair in here. This is made in a sock yarn. It's definitely not supposed to be for summer tops, but it works, it's fine. And this is made in Retrosario Spomar. Did I say that correctly? Or, Mondim. So Mondim yarn, as I said, sock yarn is non-superwash, pretty. It's not super rustic, but it isn't soft. Like this is soft. This is, you can already see it, it's a little bit more stiff. And when I first put it on, I was like, oh dang, that's itchy. But with the heat of your body, it warms up quite a bit. And the only thing I had left last time, I think, was 1 strap, maybe 2 straps. And I chose, or opted for the just straight down straps. And I've worn it a little bit. I'm gonna take it with me on vacation too. When it's not too hot, this is fine. Even if it got a little bit hot, I wore this in Spain too. We went to Spain for a week with family, and it was pretty fine too. So this was just, I had this sock yarn, and I wanted to make, I realized maybe I could just make like a full top with it. And it came out on this. It's a free pattern actually, size inclusive, free. It's absolutely great designer, and it's really fun to make. However, it is bottom up, and I actually would have liked to have it a little bit longer. It's pretty cropped for me, so it's definitely something more at home to chill in, maybe on vacation, that kind of top. But that's also the color. It's not normally something I would normally pick. It's fine. It was fun to make. It was pretty quick. I think you can make this in a week if you want, maybe a little longer, but yeah, I do recommend it. I really like the shape of it. I absolutely do. I love that. So yeah, top number 2. As you can see, I go a little bit quickly maybe, but I have so much to show you. So much to talk about, so much to show you. So yeah. Okay. Now we are going into some socks that I finished, and I already had 1 sock finished last time, and I made, or finished, I don't know if I already started, I finished the second one too. And this is a fun story because this is in my own hand-dyed yarn. These are just very simple vanilla socks. I have hairs everywhere. Vanilla socks. I didn't use a pattern. Sometimes I look something up, like the heel for example. I just measure how long I want the foot to be. But yeah, this is in my own hand-dyed yarn. This is in the color soft grass, but this is like not the eventual soft grass color, but I will tell you what the difference is. I also dyed up this gray, but that was just a test. I don't sell this gray yet, just a semi-solid color. And this is my sock base, soulful sock. We call it, or I call it, I'm on my own here. And it is really nice. This sock base is as soft as our flowy fingering weight merino base. So this is a 75-25 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And yeah, it's just really nice. As you can see, it has some good flow to it. It is soft. I love them. It's just really nice. I've worn them quite a few days already. I have a little bit of pilling, but it's a little bit like it's gotten a little bit fuzzier, but yeah, it's really difficult to see. And I've worn them for days on a time, so. But yeah, for socks, it's better to like, okay, it's annoying if they peel like a ton, but if they felt a little bit underneath your feet, it is not that bad actually, because it will make them stronger. And I think that is just happening a little bit at the moment. Yeah, it's just barely visible. I don't know if you can see it that well. But yeah, these are nice. I made them a little bit too big, to be honest. These are literally my first finished pair of vanilla socks. Definitely first pair in nice yarn. So it was a little bit of a learning curve for me. I think I should definitely size down. I mostly do texture socks or colorwork socks, and that's always a little bit tighter. But yeah. So let me just show you my yarns that I just released. A little while ago, I've told this story already, but a little while ago we had Inga from Fuzzy Beach Fibers over for a guest call in the Mindful Creators Clubhouse, which is my membership community group. I will link it below. It's a lot of fun. We have a membership group, monthly membership. You can just try it out and quit after a month if you want. We do a ton of fun events, and one of our events is a guest speaker call with a community call with a guest speaker. We do that once a month. We also do movie nights, game nights, community craft and chats. We do make-along calls. We do a ton. We have a book club even. I'll tell you a little bit about that later. We do a lot. It's a really, really special group to me. We are super close, and we would love for you to join if you want to, if you're looking for other people that are knitters, crocheters. We even have people that also weave, also spin, also sew. So it's really great in there. Just want to say that, put that out there. Yeah, but we had the guest speaker call, and then I realized, this might be something that I want to try out, want to put my toes in the water for there. And so I had some calls with Inga, asked her some tips and stuff, and within a month I released my first hand-dyed yarn collection. So it went pretty dang fast. So let me just grab them for you. One of the things that I'm always inspired by is nature, and I really quickly realized I wanted to do a cottage collection because I just love the vibe of cottages and the nature surrounding them. So I created the cottage collection with 5 colors on 3 different bases. And the first one is blue hydrangea. And this is definitely the showstopper of the collection. This one was really popular too. I still have some left in the ready to ship yarn section, and I have dye to order. But the moment you're seeing this video, I'm already wrapping up for vacation, so it'll take a little bit longer before you get it if you go to the dye to order section. But yeah, it's gorgeous, and blue hydrangea, it is inspired by blue hydrangeas. And then we have Field of Flowers. You can see a little bit. The perfect speckly pink. It's not too intense. It's a pretty good beginner pink, if you will. I'll go to it a little bit quickly. Let me see. This is Morning Sun, and it is a yellowy pink, peachy color. This one is very hard always to put on camera. It is a little brighter in real life, I feel. Of what I'm seeing right now, maybe if I'm editing, it looks great. Morning Sun, inspired by the morning sun, like the warm golden morning sun. Then we have a neutral, because I thought that was pretty important. Something to just tie them all together. And this is the color Limestone. And it's difficult to see, but this is a very neutral base, and it has some sage in there, but it is super neutral. It's a little bit hard to see the color. If I would ever like, how do I say it? Improve patterns, or how do you say it? No. If I ever want to review my recipes, I probably would make the sage a little bit more outspoken in this one. And last but not least, we have the color Soft Grass. And this is the one I made my socks in, but let me just show you the difference. In the one that I'm holding on the left, like the sock, there are some bluish green teal speckles in there. You can see it a little bit there, I think. Yeah, a little bit there and a little bit here. And those speckles are not in the eventual color because I didn't really love that. So this is the eventual one. And on DK it is a bit more, it looks a little different, but you can see on my Instagram, if you go there, you can see all the colors, all the swatches. I made a ton of swatches. You can see everything there. So yeah, that was the cottage collection. Just want to show you, even if you haven't seen it yet. Ooh, I'll take it back. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm really, really proud of it. It just makes me super, super happy. Maybe tell you a little bit more about it. So one of the things I talk about, and I've talked about a lot in the beginning of my YouTube channel, is mental well-being. And it is just super important to me because I started crocheting first because I had some really mental health struggles with burnout symptoms. And I'm doing really well, by the way. I think I've worked almost completely through it. I think it's always, you have to always work a little bit different after you have a situation like that. But I'm doing really well, so that's really nice. But I realized that lately, what the work that I'm doing with the Mindful Creators is almost all behind the laptop. And I just need to do something that is not always all behind the laptop. So that is why the yarn dyeing works so well for me. I'm just really happy doing it. It makes me so happy, and it makes me so happy that I can make something, give to you, and you can make something beautiful with it too. So we both are part of the eventual project. So I just think it's beautiful. Let me just pop up this picture. This is from Sandrine, a really amazing customer, and she ordered multiple times already. It's insane, but she is an amazing knitter too, and she made this hat for her daughter in Field of Flowers, and it's just so special to see just your yarn come to life, you know. So I just want to share that I'm really happy, I'm really grateful that I'm able to do this right now, and I hope to grow a lot with the yarn dyeing. So yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. If you ever want to try yarn dyeing, I will definitely say just do it. Just try it out. It's so fun to play with color. I feel like a little child again playing with those colors. Okay, let's go into some projects because we have been chatting for a little while. We have seen all my finished objects and the yarn, of course, and I have a ton to show you here. So let's see. Let's go into let me just grab my iPad. Because I finally put some notes down again. Maybe that helps me be a little less chaotic. The first project that I want to chat with you about is a new one. You haven't seen it yet, and it's going really well. And you might have seen it, by the way, if you've seen my last week's video. Is it last week? I think it was last week. The Barcelona yarn haul. This is, by the way, the video. I will pop it up now. This is the video where you can see my whole haul from Barcelona. I bought quite a bit of yarn there, and you will see some of them in this video. But I won't go into in depth in it because I made a full video about it. It's really fun. You can see all the video and a little bit of behind the scenes of what the shops look like there where I went to. But one of the yarns that I bought is Casasol, a bamboo. You can see that I already used up quite a bit because this was a 200 gram skein. This is a DK bamboo, Casasol bamboo L, large, I think then. And I am working on, it's really difficult to see, it's on a really small cable, but I'm working on the Anker summer shirt by Petite Knit. As I said, it is on a really small cable. But this is a really fun t-shirt pattern where you have this ribbed detail on the yoke. And I already worked through the whole rib, and now I am working on the raglan. I only have to do like, I don't know how much it is, but I have to do a few repeats of the raglan, and then I'm able to split for sleeves. And as you can see, this yarn has a little bit of a shine to it, and it's just really nice. I'm really curious to see how this will work. I'm curious to see how the ribbing will block out, because I blocked my swatch. I did it. Also, a fun story about that in my last video of the haul. I talked about that, what happened. If you know, let me know below. Let me know below if you've seen that video and you know. But I blocked it, and it is really soft and nice. But I had to make like a swatch and stockinette, so I'm curious to see how the ribbing will block out. And it's just a really nice top, so it's fun. I think it's pretty fun because I don't know, did I flew through it? It went fast, it went quick. Let me say like it went quick because these four parts, yeah, there are 4 panels, the 4 parts in the top. And I don't know about you, but the same with stripes, I think it just motivates me quite a bit. So you work through the parts, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm already halfway through the yoke. So it's just nice. And after this one, it's just stockinette, just plain stockinette, a little bit more raglan, as I said, than splitting for sleeves. And I think this will be a really nice one. I hope also with the little shine that it has, it makes it a little bit more special, you know? So maybe a little bit more, if I want to wear like a little bit more of a, I don't want to say fancy, but like, how do you say it? Just a top that feels a little bit more special than just a simple t-shirt. I think this could be one of those. I am making it in, I think the color is called Agua Marine. It's, as I said, this really nice, yeah, what is it? Blue-green sea color. I have made things in colors like this before. I think it will work. I'm very pale, but I like blue and greens. I'm just gonna wear what I want. And I think it will work. Do recommend it. It's fun. It's by Petite Knit. I'm not sure if it's size included. I thought it was. Or at least to extra small to 5XL. But you have to take a look. I put my Ravelry below. There you can find all my project pages. I keep them up to date. I don't put much notes in, but I have every pattern in here. mostly with sizes, if I'm correct. So yeah, that is number one that I've been working on a lot. And another one I've been working on a lot I have below here. And that is the Fleur top. And this is quite a new pattern, or very new pattern actually. I think the designer's name is Rita Koch. She's German. Koch, how do you say it? No. This is, it looks like nothing right now because it is bottom up. And it is a tank top. And I have some things to say about this, but mostly my mistake, or it's mostly my thing. I am working on it in Rosario's 4. I don't know how to say it there. It's Portuguese yarn. And I'm working it in Odemira, which is a cotton. It's eco cotton. And this cotton is really nice actually. It has a little bit of a velvety feel to it. It's quite soft. It's not too stiff. It is a little, yeah, it is stiff as you can see, it's like this. But it is not like, for example, Drops Muscat I used for my Tulsa tee, my first one. Yeah, that one is, I don't like that. It's not that nice. I would love it for coasters and stuff, which I actually made. I will show it a little bit later. But this is pretty nice. I chose this color that has some, yeah, how you call it? Grayish, brownish speckle and a blue speckle. But it is quite subtle. And the funny thing is, it did stripe. I didn't expect it, but I like it. I am almost at the part that I'm on my armpit, and then I'm going to work up the triangles, and there's a fun little detail in there on the top. So yeah, for this, my gauge is different because I'm knitting it on 3.25 millimeter. In the pattern it says 3 millimeter, but I don't have those, so I was like, I'm just gonna try it on 3.25. I did a little gauge swatch, and I realized, of course, I'm a little bit off, so I went up a size. Do I say correctly? I think I went up a size then. Or down. I don't know. Probably down. Yeah, I think I went down because my gauge is bigger. The thing is only, I didn't really went down. So I think I chose size 3. However, normally I would be already size 3 or 2 even. So I probably should have sized down a little bit more. It is quite wide for me. As you can see, for example, it's quite wide. If I measure it flat, it measures 42 centimeters, I mean. So 84 in the round, like fully. But my chest is around, yeah, what is it? Around 90, a little below 90 centimeters. You're not gonna tell me that this is like, yeah, of course you have to count the sides too. But it isn't 0 ease or negative ease. So it's a little bit bigger, but I think it will be fine. I think it will be fine for summer. It maybe is not nice to have this very stiff on your body because it is quite a bit thicker, that you can see here. So I'm curious. The funny thing is, I'm working it in these tiny 50-gram balls. They are like this big, but they are 50 gram, but because it's cotton, it's a little heavier, of course. And I was not sure if I was gonna make it. But I'm on my 3rd skein now. It still looks like it's so short, but let me just quickly show you a little bit. If I put it up, so for example, my belly button is here. I would like to have it until there. I have a little bit more to go. And I think it will be fine. Maybe it will be here. So yeah. And then that's only just V-straps. I spoke to someone on Instagram. I don't remember her name anymore. I'm sorry. But she also tested this top for the designer. And she said that you could also just keep the back straight and just work straps down. So that could be fun too. I could do that too if I really run out of yarn. But I would love to have the V on both sides. But that was the Fleur top. And I have another top that you're so bored by now. Me too. This is the Gaya tee, you guessed it. I brought this with me to Spain. So we went to Spain with family. I think it's been 2 weeks now, a little bit over, yeah, 2 weeks, about 2 weeks since we are back. And I only brought a few projects with me, and I wanted to bring this one because it's been dragging on for so long already. So I was like, I'm just gonna work a lot on this. It's on very tight needles, or a tight cable again. And I was working on it and went pretty well, and then I realized I don't have any new yarn with me. So the only thing I went with me was like this skein, and this is what was left. And I didn't even pick it up anymore. And I should have brought more because I probably would have been quite far. This is where I started again. And then that's literally what I did. It looks less than it is, but it is. This one takes a lot of time. But this probably will be a top that will eventually be finished, or maybe I'll pick it up again next spring or something, or in this winter. It's a really nice textured top. As you can see, it has these panels of slip stitches and purl stitches all over. I guess I like the textured tops because the Anker summer shirt also has it like this. This is worked in a cotton merino blend. This is Concept by Katia. I think it is cotton merino fine. I'm not sure. I have it linked below. I have talked about this quite a bit, but I don't really remember, as I don't work a lot on it. As I said before, these panels, the way they are worked, are a little bit tough on my wrists, and I've been having a lot of wrist problems again, like a lot. So I'm like, a lot of the times I'm not able to knit on a daily basis, and I'm really bummed about that. So yeah, that's just something that I work on here, a little bit here and there if I really feel like it. I don't pick it up a lot, but I would eventually like to have it finished. Don't know when to work on it again. Maybe I'll bring it to Italy, but I'm not sure. Like, we expect 30-degree weather. I think that is below 90 Fahrenheit. And that yarn is a cotton merino blend, but I feel like the merino is blown into it, so it's quite fuzzy. So it will stick to your hand. So I have to be a little bit, I have to think a little bit about what I want to bring. I will definitely bring the Anker summer shirt, and I will bring the Fleur top if it's not finished yet. I think I don't have it finished yet. Maybe on the car ride there I will finish it. Those will definitely be coming with me. I have a sock laying here that I might take with me. Maybe something else? I'm not sure. Let's go into the sock. That's a new project actually. It's also because it was my birthday and I got the 52 weeks of socks book. Let me grab it here. Yeah. I got the 52 weeks of sock book version 1. I really wanted version 2 actually, but apparently it was really hard to get, and I'm really happy with this one too. It's really beautiful. It's a soft cover, and I am working on the Linea Socks. So let me just show you immediately what that one looks like. These are the socks that I'm working on. It's the Linea by Linea Socks, and it's a really fun cabled, it's like textured pair of socks. And of course I picked for my first pair of socks from the book the most textures, the most intricate kind of socks, but you know me, I like a little bit of a challenge. And these are this is how far I got. I didn't really work a lot. I worked on it one day and then I got a lot of wrist pain, so I didn't really want to pick it up again, since it is cables and texture on a small gauge with a little bit of a, it's not rustic yarn, but a little bit more of a, yeah, it's a sock yarn, so a little bit more of a sticky yarn. But this is how far I got, and look at those cables, how nice that looks, and the twisted rib, and I think it's really fun. I also really like this yarn. As you can see, there's some variation in there. This is by, I don't know if it's like Scheenmeier or Schachenmeier. Regia 4-ply volvaardig. And my German is not really good. But this is the yarn. It's pretty nice. I really like it. I saw it at my local yarn store when I was looking for something else, and it was on clearance. It was half off. And I think the color is really fun. So it's this salmon pink, but it has some little bit, I don't know if you can see it, but there's some yellow orange in there. And it makes it quite fun. Yeah, here in the toe, you can see one very clear spot of yellow. These are nice. They are toe-up. My first ever toe-up socks, which I realized after I chose the pattern. I was like, this one I'm gonna make, and then it was toe-up. But I don't mind it. I quite like it. Started off with DPNs on 2.5mm, and then when I was able to put it in the round, I put it on my 2.5 tiny circular needles. And yeah, I'm curious to see how this will work out. This is not like a quick knit sock project. For example, the vanilla socks that I showed you in my hand-dyed yarn, I knit up really quickly because it's just, I can knit pretty fast when I'm doing socks on a tiny circumference. But here, of course, you have to have a lot more focus which I'm not always the best at. And it's just different, but it's really, really nice. It's really beautiful. So I might take those with me to Italy, just take a picture of the pattern from the book, and then don't have to bring them with me. That would be nice. What next? What next? Okay, let's do this one next. It's like picking from a little box here. This is one that you have seen before if you have been viewing or watching for a longer time. It has been laying somewhere in like on my knitting cart for quite some time by now. Not really because I don't like it, I really love it actually, but because I had to get some more yarn and I didn't go to the yarn store for like 3 months, so not physically there, and a lot of times it was out of stock. But I am finally working again on my home cardigan by Ravelry, and I really love this one. This is my first ever cardigan, so that's fun too, and it is so soft. Just, you know, as I said before, like the other yarn is soft but not so soft. This is so soft. You can just see it already, how soft. You can just see how soft this is. I'm really excited about this. But yeah, this is the home cardigan by Ravelry. It's a really fun pattern. It's really beautiful too. It's a little bit oversized, but I picked a smaller size, and looking back I would have gone one size up. I would have liked it because the sleeves are quite small. My gauge is also tighter because I started this like months ago, and I did gauge watch. My gauge was pretty good, but I was like last week or something, I was like, maybe let me just see how the gauge actually is. And I realized my gauge is quite off, so it's even tighter, but maybe the blocking did a lot, I don't remember. I am making it in Drops Air. This is, I think it's called Pearl Grey, I think. And I'm making it in Drops Kid Silk Chalk. I've used this for my Monday sweater. I had some left over, wanted to use it for this one. I really liked a chalk color because it doesn't really itch that much. I know for some people some colors itch more. Yeah, it itches a little bit, but it's not bad. So like it tingles a little bit, you know. And these are held together, and it just makes the perfect cloud of a cardigan. I can show you how far or how much I did, because I put a marker in when I started again. Let me see if I can show this easily. I only worked on it maybe 1 or 2 times, and this is what I did. I'm just working back and forth now on the body. I have quite some length to go. Eventually there will be a ribbed bottom band, I think it is. I think it was ribbed. Then some nice buttons, which I will probably go to. We have a local, yeah, how do you call that? Furniture, we call it here. But like they have a lot of buttons and sewing materials and all that kind of stuff. Some yarn, they have that too. And there we'll pick out some buttons for this cardigan. I've wanted to work on this for so long again, but as I said, the Drops Kid Silk was out of stock for quite some time, this color. And a lot of times I was just like, yeah, I will get it later when I need something else too. And then it got warmer, and this, you don't want to work on this when it's really warm because it will stick to everything. And now I'm finally picking it up again. I'm really excited about it because I don't have a good cardigan. I have one cardigan that I've had for like 7 years maybe. And I never found a cardigan that I really like, because I think all the cardigans that I always find in stores, I just don't like the material. It's always polyester, but like the really squeaky kind of, and I don't really like that. I most of the time don't like the fit. I have pretty tall arms, so they're always too short. I don't mind a little bit of a shorter sleeve on a cardigan, to be honest, but a lot of times I just didn't like the fit. And when I saw this one, I was like, oh, that looks really comfy. And definitely when it's going to get a little bit colder, but not really that cold, I really love to put a cardigan on. And when it gets really cold here, because this will be pretty warm, I think it's more like a warm, cool weather cardigan. When it gets really warm, I sometimes have a long sleeve on, like a little bit of a sweater, thin sweater, long sleeve, and then this will be perfect over top. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. I would love to bring this to Italy, but I will definitely not do that. Or maybe I can work on it in a car with the air conditioning on. Could be nice. Because these are worked, this sweater is actually worked on 6mm needles, so it's a good good variation from the tinier needle projects that I still have. Like socks are 2.5. Then I have the Fleur top is 3.25. I have the Anker summer shirt. I think this is 4. I think it is 4, but it's hard to read. And then this is 6, so that's nice. I'm in love with it. I love the color too. I really love this icy gray, and I think it's easy to just wear with a lot of things. I do have mohair flying now. This mohair is quite, it falls out quite a bit. Don't work with this mohair when you're wearing black, because I've done it before for the Monday, and it's everywhere. It's really everywhere. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that again. I would love to finish it quite soon. As I said, mohair everywhere. Because I just want to wear it so much. This will definitely be something that I will wear a lot. Talk about mohair, maybe just put it in there. I'm actually adding mohair to the shop and Surrey to the shop. So as I said in the collection, I have 3 bases. It's just ever. Let me take a moment. A moment, please. I think I'm good. I have 3 bases. I have flowy fingering, which is a fingering, just your standard, really nice fingering base. Soulful sock, which is our perfect sock base, and bouncy DK, which is like this really nice. This is just something I tested. I didn't put this color out, but as you can see, this is bouncy DK. It looks thicker than a DK, but it's so, maybe you can show, I can see it, show it there. It's super bouncy and so soft. It's really nice to work with. But I wanted to add something more. So I'm adding mohair in Surrey to the shop. I've already dyed something up. It is drying right now and it's really exciting. This is my mohair. The base color, like undyed. This is undyed. It is such a nice color too. It is quite white, which is really nice for dyeing, because then yeah, it picks up color really nicely. Is it focusing? I don't know if it's focusing. No, it is. It's really nice and fluffy. And it's pretty soft too. This is definitely softer than the Kid Soap for me. It doesn't really itch. Maybe a tiny bit. I think a tiny bit, but every mohair most of the time itches a tiny bit. I went to see friends yesterday, my offline knitting besties, and I got a pretty good compliment, because one of my friends compared this to the Easiger mohair. I think that's super soft, Easiger. So I think if she wants to compare, if she thinks this compares to that one, I mean, I'm already happy. So mohair, and I also wanted to bring Surrey in, because this Surrey, let me just go back a little bit. This mohair is 50 grams, 400 meters, 420 meters, sorry. This Surrey is 50 grams and 400 meters. So they are quite close to each other. So this will be a perfect substitute for if you don't want to wear mohair, don't want to use mohair. So this Surrey, it is just like a cloud. Please focus on this one. But this one also color-wise, I really like this a little darker undyed, but it's really, really nice. Also dyed something up in Surrey. Really excited about it. So yeah, that will be coming to the shop soon. I will be launching a new collection after I get back. I'm going to be working on a new collection after I get back from vacation. And I am already dyeing some things up. I wanted to do collections and also some in-stock random throughout, so that I can let my creativity flow too. So I dyed up some fun things. Okay, next, what are we going to talk about? I have three more projects that I want to show, but 2 are pretty small. So let me just start with this one. While working on the collection, I did a lot of swatching, and one of the things I already wanted to work on for quite some time is like a scrappy blanket, and I started on the Northeasterly Blanket. I don't really remember the name of the designer again. Link below. As I said, I have it backwards also. This is a really fun blanket. I think it's just a little different from your standard scrappy blanket, I think. It has this kind of shivering kind of look. And these colors below, these are all the collection colors. So I use that for pictures too. And now I'm just adding others. So this is Morning Sun, Soft Grass, Field of Flowers, Blue Hydrangea and Limestone. This is my Tolstad tee that you just saw. This is my Monday sweater, and this is something that I tested out for yarn. This is also something I tested out for yarn for the collection. So it's really fun. This is one I've been working on a little bit. I just added something new, like these are not from my collection. These are not from my yarn. These are my yarn, but not from the collection. So yeah, it's fun. I really recommend it. It's mindless, but not like, I'm just rolling it up by the way. It's mindless, but it is not boring because you still have to be a little bit focused. And what I really like is that you just work on it in very small batches. So you work a little bit, you don't have to work like 300, 400 stitches to get back or do one row, you know, which I really appreciate. So this is something I will probably be working on for many years to come, and probably will put in a lot of my own yarn too, because sometimes I have to test out things that don't really work, and then I can just put it in here. So that's very fun. Let me just grab one crochet thing, and then we have one more knit thing, and then I want to talk about what I want to make after this. So I told you about the first tosset tee that I made in the yarn Drops Musket. I don't really love it, but I do love it for accessories. So it is a cotton yarn, but it is a pretty stiff cotton. And I actually made some coasters because my mom, I made some coasters for a little while ago, like when I was in the beginning mostly of crocheting, and she just recently noted that she always uses them, but they are like pretty crappy like in the beginning of my crochet life. So I thought, you know what, I have this yarn, I am not gonna make something wearable out of it probably ever again, so let me just make some coasters for her. I'm not done yet, but I made this really simple, really fun coaster. This is just literally only like double crochet, and it is a free or it's not really a pattern, it's a YouTube video that I used, and I will link it below. I think it's from Dogwood Crochet US, something like that. It's in my Ravelry page too, I put it in there. And let me show you, made two of this in Drops Musket Petrol, and one, I don't know the color name, but I think it's just something like light blue. I'm gonna make another one, so I have a set of 4, and I will gift it to her, so she has some new nice coasters in her house. They have some blue details, I think on the wall they have some kind of blue-green paint and some blue pillows, so this could be fun just on their coffee table. I'll probably make some for myself too eventually. And I thought first, I couldn't find my other colors to be honest, because I asked her if she wanted which color she wanted. She said white and green striped. For the other ones I already made these blue ones, but I couldn't find it, and I think it's better because white gets very dirty of course. I made it's really a while back, I made like a Christmas video on things you can make in a day, and I made a pot holder also in Drops Musket, and I really like, we use that one weekly, not daily but weekly definitely. It has a Christmas tree on it, but we don't care. But I put that one just in the dishwasher. I don't put it in the dishwasher, I just throw it in the washing machine, so these, if they ever get dirty, which they probably will, can just be washed very easily. It's fun, quick palette cleanser. Fun to note is I'm also making these for our make along in the Clubhouse, because we're doing Accessory August at the moment, so we're just working on a small project because a lot of people are very busy in the summer. So these are part of my contribution to Accessory August in the Clubhouse. So yeah, it's fun, small, fun, quick project, a crochet project. I still have mohair in my eyelashes. The fun thing is I have the Monday sweater I said, also with the mohair, and it sheds, but it doesn't shed that much, so I know with wearing I will be fine. Last but not definitely not least, is a project that I will cherish forever. Or I hope my boyfriend will cherish it forever. I am actually making a sweater for him. I talked about this last time I just cast it on, I think. And it is the zipper sweater Men Light by Petite Knit. And it is really, really beautiful. I thought I didn't really work on it, but when I look back my other video, because it's been such a while, I see that I did quite some length actually. So let me just show it to you. This is, maybe I can just put it on like that. Kind of. Yeah, it doesn't really work like that. This is on very tiny cable. I only have tiny cables, I just realized in this video. This is Peer Gynt, I wanted to say. The yarn is Peer Gynt, which is recommended in the pattern. It's the first time for me working with such a rustic yarn. This really is rustic, but I think this will hold up for a lifetime to come, which I really hope to. I love this color. My boyfriend picked it out. He normally is definitely a black, dark blue, maybe dark green person. So I was pretty surprised when he picked light gray, but we saw some people made it in this color and I think it is really beautiful. So I think this is called, I think it's called light gray. It's a little bit marled, as you can see here. I think it's really beautiful. And for a stockinette stitch, it is still rustic, but not like super scratchy. I tried it on him, like over his shoulders with like a long cable in it, or like barber cords from Petite Knit I use. And it fits quite nice, I think. It needs a little bit of stretching. We picked quite a small size because he doesn't really like a lot of positives. He really does not like it. He likes his clothes to be a little bit more fitted, and I think this will be fine. I can always see if I need to make the raglan a little bit deeper, maybe for shoulders, because he does have a little bit broad shoulders. But I think we will be fine. Yeah, it's just really beautiful. It has a full-on twisted rib collar. I think it was like 40 centimeters of twisted rib. I did it quite quickly. I don't know how, but I'm happy I did. And it has to, eventually it's going to have a zipper in it. I'm going to get the zipper from Petite Knit because I really like the color, like the rusty one. And then the gray lining. And yeah, this is just, I'm really excited. I'm finally making something for him. I made socks for him. I'm working on, or I'm really not actively working on it, but I have another pair laying somewhere that I'm going to work on again soon. And this will be his first sweater, and he is really excited about this. He is a little bit messy with eating sometimes. So I told him, you cannot wear this when you're eating. You cannot. He was like, I'm not going to wear it when I'm eating. So I'm happy about that. I don't know how much I have to go for raglan increases. I think I still have quite a bit to go. These rounds are pretty long, as you can see. It is bunched on here, and there are a lot of stitches on here. So it takes me quite some time. It's on 4mm needles. I don't have I have them in the Anker summer shirt right now. So it is also pretty, it's a DK weight on 4mm. It's rustic, so it's intense, but it's not too intense. It's pretty good actually. Yeah, this one, I love it. I know he's going to love it too. I can't wait to wear it too, because I'm definitely going to steal this one time or another. He was like, no, you cannot do that, it's mine now. But he knows that I'm probably gonna wear it someday. Yeah, I have like a ton of these skeins. I think we bought 17 or 18. So I have a lot of work to do still. So I probably have this finished by winter, somewhere in the middle of winter. But this will be a very warm sweater, and he is, he doesn't really get cold that quickly, so this will be perfect for like the cold days. Okay, let's talk about what I want to cast on, and if I want to cast on anything. I think you can see that I have quite a bit on the needles. So I probably shouldn't be casting anything on, but I do, I don't know how quick I will be, but like the Fleur top will be finished next time. The Anker summer shirt, I think it will be quite far. I'm not gonna cast, or I don't really plan on casting anything new on my vacation. But I might actually, because I would want to make something in my own yarn. So I have a few days left still before we have to pack up everything, and I probably want to dye something up for me, or dye something up in a color that I want to sell eventually, and make something first myself. So that will be exciting, but I don't really know what, and I don't really know what color, so I have to really do some research really soon. One other thing that I want to cast on when I'm back eventually, it might be before next podcast, but it might also be not be before next podcast, is the Lento sweater. And I have swatched already a little bit. This is, oh, it's a little bit messy here. Oh, it's very messy here. This is a sweater that was first published in Lane magazine. I think it was first published there. It was very popular last year. I know a lot of people did like the cowl or the knit along. That is a cowl, yeah. This is what I am probably going to use. So this is a really beautiful hand-dyed yarn that I bought in Spain. As I said, you can watch it in my other video. I will tell you a lot more about it, who made it and everything. And this is, I think it is really, really gorgeous. It's hard to see, but it has a bit of a blue hue over it. Please focus for me. There you go. It has a bit of a blue color. And I went to the store to pick up mohair, or Surrey actually. I'm using Surrey. I went to the store to pick up Surrey, and I laid some colors next to each other. I'll pop up the picture here. And the one on the left I thought was a little bit too blue, and I thought the one on the right was perfect. You see the one on the right? This is what it looks like in real life. It is weird, right? I saw it in the store in real life, but the lighting probably has changed the color so much, because that one looks blue and this one definitely is gray. It's like very gray. It's nice, it's a nice gray, but it wasn't really what I was going for. This is, by the way, Lana Grossa Seta Suri. It's really, really soft. It's really nice. But I think I'm going to do it eventually. I think I'm going to just make this, like make it in these colors together. I would definitely have loved something that shows the blue a little bit more. I feel like this color, it drowns out a little bit like the beauty of this hand-dyed yarn. But I don't think I want to have it like bright blue, because the other one looks really blue. So yeah, it's just, that's how it goes sometimes. But this one is really nice. It feels really nice, by the way. I don't know if you know, but the Lento is worked on 6mm, if I'm correct. I'm working it on 5.5, by the way. I swatched it on 5.5, and I think this is open enough for me. You can see it here if I stretch it out a little bit. So it's a sweater that is worked on quite big needles, and for the size that I'm using, I only need 2 skeins of, in my case, hand-dyed yarn. So that is really fun. So if you ever want to make it, I want to use my hand-dyed yarn, you only need 2 skeins for a few of the sizes, and 3 for some others. I don't know if 4 ever is the thing that comes up, but you don't really need a lot of it, so that's really fun. So I want to make that. And the fun thing is, with my offline knitting besties, we actually are all going to make them, almost all of them, almost all of us. We are the 4 of us, and I'm going to make it in this color. Jasmijn, she actually bought some of my color, so limestone she bought. She's going to make the Lento. Claudia bought blue hydrangea. She's going to make the Lento, and Heike already has made the Lento. Jasmijn already made a Lento too with some other colors, so we are going to have matching Lentos. We didn't plan this. This just came up like that, so that will be really fun. But yeah, for the rest, I don't have anything that I'm like, I need to work on it right now, because I'm, for example, really happy that I can finally work on the cardigan again, and I just want to knit away on that one. I really want to have that. I love knitting on it, but I also really want to have that finished so I can finally wear it when it's needed, because probably when we get back, it probably will be fall, full on fall in here, knowing the Netherlands. Let's do some acquisitions. You actually have seen them already, so I'm not going to keep them up. So what, or maybe a little bit. One acquisition I got was the mohair, for the kid silk mohair for the sweater. The other one, 2 things I got, was the hand-dyed yarn from Spain and the Seta Suri. Then I, of course, at the bamboo, I liked, when I get something, I like to immediately start working on it. I got the Odemira, it's called. I also got some Wool Dreamers, Sona, which I'm really excited about too. And I got this sock yarn. So as I said before, you can watch the other video, I will link it up here. There you can find the full Barcelona yarn haul. The only things that are not in there is the mohair, the suri and the sock yarn, and all the other things I will talk about it in depth with some clips of the yarn store. So I think if you're interested in that, it's a lot of fun, so go there. We are nearing the end of this video, and one of the topics that I love talking about is reading and watching, because I'm quite a big reader. I've started to read more and more, probably will read a lot in the next few weeks on vacation, and also I'm a big movies and series fan. We also do a movie night in Clubhouse. I've said this many times before, but it's one of my favorite events. So reading. I just looked back in my last video. I talked about some books. I don't really know which one I had finished, but I think I started by then Fourth Wing. I want to talk about some spoilers, so I'm gonna put up a clip. If you haven't read the book and you want to, definitely don't watch this part. Go to this timestamp, because I just need to share this. Fourth Wing. Oh, I get good. I literally have goosebumps right now a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. It's very subtle. I love this book. It was so good. It was so good. This definitely was a 5-star read for me. It is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and it was, oh, it's such a, literally look at this. Can you see it? I have goosebumps. I love this book. I love it so much. So if you are here, or if you don't mind the spoilers, it is about a young girl. I'm really bad at explaining these things. Sorry. It's about a dragon school. Let me just say it like that. It's about a school. People, when they turn a certain age, they have to sign up for one of the sectors in the school. One part of them is the dragon riders, and the girl in the book, I just cannot come up with her name at the moment. Violet, not Violet. Violet. Violence. They call her Violence. Violet, and she signs up for the dragon riders because her mom is one of the top persons from the school, and they have to just do it. It's so good. So I'm a big fan of A Court of Thorns and Roses, of that series. It really definitely got me back into reading. It got me back into fantasy. When I was younger, I read some young adults, like we all did, like the young adult fantasy books, Divergent, Twilight, that kind of stuff. And this one is so good. Fourth Wing. I think Fourth Wing goes head on head with A Court of Thorns and Roses for me. I'm reading Throne of Glass by by the same author as A Court of Thorns and Roses. It doesn't hit the same for me. I know a lot of people find they like that series better, but for me, Court of Thorns and Roses definitely is still up there, and this one is definitely next to it. So I just loved the character. I was a little... Okay, when I saw this book coming by on TikTok, of course, because it is hyped up so much, I was a little hesitant because it was hyped up so much. Maybe you noticed too if I've read it. But eventually I was like, okay, I do really want to read it. So I got it on my e-reader and took it with me to Spain. And it was so good. It was so good. I love the character. I love the story world building. I love the character development, because that is something that sometimes doesn't really happen in a series or in a book. I think she did really great, Rebecca Yarros. She really did some great character development. I love the love in there. It was really, really good. Like, Satan, he's perfect. He's so nice. So good. And the dragons, I really love the dragons, which I didn't really expect, because for me, when I heard it before, I was like, oh, dragons are cool, you know, like more of a, how do you say it? I expected it to be more of a Game of Thrones kind of dragon vibe, but I really loved how she did it with like the talking. And then, by the way, this is a huge spoiler, so if you're still here and really don't want to hear spoilers, did you know that the name of Violet, see how much I'm in the book? Did you know that the name of Violet, her dragon, it's Gaelic, it means thunder? Did you know? Because I just heard it, I was like, I'm happy that I didn't know, because it would have been a big spoiler, but I think that was so good too. There were some things with the Gaelic in the book that weren't really correct. I saw some TikTok videos about it from a girl who talked about it because she's a Gaelic speaker. She could have done a little bit better about that, the author, but I really liked the idea of it still. I'm just obsessed with it. I cannot wait for the next book to come. I think it is November for his hair, so when it comes out, I will definitely be reading it immediately. I just thought it was so good. Oh, I love the romance between Xaden and Violet. Like Dane, we all love Dane in the beginning. We have to say it, we all love Dane. But Dane is just a little, you know? Eventually, like Xaden just puts her there and he trusts her, and I'm just obsessed with this book. I just really, really love it. I didn't expect it to love it that much. I was like, when I started like a few chapters, and I was like, oh, this is good. It's fine. I probably will like it, but I love it. Let's go back to the other things. So hi, back again. If you didn't want to hear the spoilers, we're going to talk about other books. Because what I've now been listening to, let me just look it up. I've been listening to a few things. I have Storytell again. I don't know if I already listened to this one when I talked with you, but I listened to, let me just see. It's not in here anymore. I listened to Don't Let Her Stay. I think I might have already talked about this, but I'm not really sure. It was fine. It was like a 3.5 star for me. It's a suspense kind of thriller. I didn't expect the ending. Didn't expect that one. But I wasn't sold by it. So a little bit about that one. Then, oh, it already starts. I am now reading listening to The Last Bookshop. And this, it's a little slow. It is beautiful, as in the way it's written. I like the way it's written, but it is a little slow, and for me it's definitely a background book. So I put this on when I'm dyeing yarn, or maybe doing some labeling or scaling or something that I maybe cleaning around the house. So something I don't really have to focus a lot on the book. I cannot do like work and put a book on, that doesn't work for me. But it's nice, it's a little slow. I think I'm finally coming to a part, I'm halfway, so I'm finally coming to a part, I'm like, oh, this connects like this. Okay, I get it now. But it's nice, it's nice. That's just all I have to say about this. Then, what I'm also listening to is Unraveling by Peggy Orenstein. This is actually part of our book club in the Mindful Creators Clubhouse. So as you can see, we are almost halfway, but it's a very short book. So we are 2.5 hours in listening wise. And if you still want to join us, I think we will be by chapter 5 when this video comes out. But you can still join us, it's a lot of fun. So we will be doing other books too. This is really fun, by the way. Amanda, one of the members, she came up with this thing to do the book club. I've thought about it before, but personally for me, I was like, oh, I don't know if I have time and energy and everything to also do that in there. So I was so pleased and blessed that she wanted to do it. She runs it. It's all her thing. It's really fun. We do it all together, of course, but she really came up with it. And she has a really nice system how we discuss the books, and it's just great. Thank you, Amanda. Maybe you are watching. I think you might be watching. But yeah, this is the book that we are listening to. And the fun thing is, this is Unraveling by Peggy Orenstein. I said, the tagline below says, what I learned about life while shearing sheep, dyeing wool, and making the world's ugliest sweater. So it's definitely, if you're into knitting books, you probably know this one. It's I think it's a biography kind of book, but it's very much told in like a storytelling way. This is not the kind of book that I normally read, so for me, I really have to get into it, but it is interesting. There are definitely some really fun historical facts that she notes about spinning, about the knitting, how do you say that? Technology eventually that evolved, mostly from hand knitting to machine and all that around of it, and it's nice. It's nice. So we are reading it together, which is a lot of fun. Then I am reading on my e-reader, so I finished Fourth Wing. Like, I read multiple things. I listen to things, and that is just the background thing. And now I'm also reading things at the same time. So I finished Fourth Wing and I started the Inheritance games. I'll just put it up here. It's fine. I don't know if you've read this. Maybe let me know what you think about all these books if you've read any of them. But for me, it feels very young adult, which is not bad. But it is, like, their chapters are very short. The reading, it's like it is quick, which is nice because sometimes I don't want to focus a lot. But I'm not blown away or something. So it's fun. It's just a fun, quick, light read. I think that's what it is. I'm curious about the next. I think it's a series. So if I really like this one, I probably will read the next one, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna read next because I said vacation. I've said it multiple times now. We are going to Italy, by the way. We have a few weeks planned, which will be really, really nice. And I always love to read on vacation too. So probably will look up some more books that I would like to read. But I might reread Court of Thorns and Roses. I might do it. Might start it. I would love to go through it again. Just like the whole roller coaster. Like give all of it to me. I'd love it. Maybe I'd do that again. But yeah, probably will tell you next time what I ended up reading. So that's it for reading. Then watching. This is gonna be difficult. Oh, it's been such a while. Let me just start off with one of the things that I want to watch. I really still want to watch Barbie. I haven't seen it yet, can you imagine? But I'm probably going to watch it this Friday with my mom. We finally put some time away, or got some time, because I'm already going there to get our camping stuff, and then we hopefully can watch the movie in the morning if it goes in the morning. So that is something we want to see. We also want to see Mission Impossible still. My boyfriend and I will love to see it. My sister-in-law too, but our schedules don't really work at the moment for that. For this last week that we're here. Something else that we have been watching. Oh yeah, this is pretty fun actually. Still mohair. Can you see? It's called The Patient, and it is on Disney Plus, and it is a series. It's quite like a little bit of a mini series about a guy that is a psychologist or a like he gives therapy to people. I think it's just a psychologist. And one of his clients turns out to be a serial killer. This is not really spoilers, you already know this when you start this. But it's pretty interesting. It is pretty big actors actually, and we're enjoying it. They are short episodes, are like 20 minutes maybe, so it's been fun. Another short episode series that we have been watching, that is for me a rewatch, is The Good Place. If you know The Good Place, it's I think it's so fun. I love how horrible the special effects are. It's just on purpose, I think. But the story is pretty dang good, I think. Because I'm someone that almost always knows the plot twist, and not always, but a lot of the times I can see him coming. It's pretty obvious to me. There are some things, sometimes we are watching something and I say, oh, that's gonna happen. My boyfriend's like, why? And then it happens and we're like, ah, yeah, of course. It sounds much like this. I don't mean it like this, but I just love to watch a lot of movies and series, and sometimes it's a little too obvious, but this one, a lot of the times I didn't know. Like for me, now I know because it's a rewatch for me. But for my boyfriend, there's this one cliffhanger in the beginning. If you have watched it, I won't say it, but if you have watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And he was like next to me, like watching like this, and I was like looking at him like, yes, I know. So that was really fun. We haven't finished that. I think we're season 3 maybe. And we're watching it together. These are short episodes, which is really nice. We put it on when we have dinner or something. We are definitely a plates on lap watching TV kind of dinner people. It's just our quality time together. So yeah, that's good. Anything else? There's nothing that really stands out. I really have to prepare this part because we watched quite a bit, and a lot of times I forget, to be honest. If I find something, I'll put it up on the screen if I remember something that I'm like, you need to know this. Okay, we're at the end of the podcast. If you're still here, props to you, because it is a long one, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I've had a lot to show, so much to talk about. I really love catching up with you, chatting with you. So yeah, it's really fun. I really like it. I always love to chat with you in the comments, so if you have left any comment, I will definitely reply on it, chat with you there. So for now, I would love if you could like this video if you enjoyed it, and follow me here if you want. It's for free, so it's fun, and we have some fun videos here. I also posted a lot of videos already, so you can scroll back to something if you see something that you like. Yeah, I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. So for now, I'll see you next time. Bye, creator.